So at this year's conference, I'm hosting the Global Business Services panel with a number of presenters from Shell, from Vodafone, from Lundbeck, really exploring about single function shared services versus global business services. Is there still value in pure single functional transformation, and what can global business services provide above that? And hearing from those panelists I think will be very interesting today. So the three main challenges I'm seeing out in the marketplace for global business services: defining the ambition in the first place, getting alignment across the different functional leaders, and then actually managing the transformation in the landscape of different maturities across those functions. So if I just explore each of those individually. So in terms of defining global business services, there are many different components, and it's quite a complex landscape when you look at geography, you look at function, you look at where are the things above the function that can be shared. And we have different examples in the marketplace ranging from single functions to the Shells to the Procter & Gamble's you'll hear about. For me, where I think the best way to define it is actually looking at the areas you can get value from and see it more of a continuum rather than just an end state. So the second challenge I'm seeing is getting alignment around functional leaders, and often these are very powerful and influential, senior, seasoned professionals that have been very used to running their operations and having carte blanche in terms of how they drive them, and their main battle has been between themselves and their local functions and the way that their own function is structured. Now with global businesses, it's a whole new dimension, and you start to get into ownership, you start to get into reporting lines, and how does that fit in with where you're trying to take the function. And for me, the way to get through this is really to understand, how does power work in your organisation? How do people align? How do they collaborate? What's the culture? And really get on the table what the ambition is, why we're doing global business services, and where is the value going to come, and actually be really open and honest about which structure and which of the different components of shared services you want to go after, and then go after it. So the third challenge is really around the functional maturity and trying to put on a roadmap, put on a design, and manage the complexity of that geography and different functions brings. And what you find in nearly every organisation I'm speaking with, their functions have matured at a different rate. Some functions have gone to full global and have got best practice, great delivery models, and really trying to take things to the next frontier. Others are operating very differently, very diverse in different operations, have got a long way to go. And you have to recognise that functional maturity, and you have to recognise the functional discipline. And although we're speaking about global business services, you still need to go through a number of the traditional steps of shared services. You still need to have those battles locally with what is right to, what is non-core and right to put in a shared service centre model, and go through those steps. So key lesson there is to recognise the maturity of it, call it out, and plan effectively for that and realistically.